Will this Etsy strategy actually make you more money? I believe the answer is yes. So in this video, I'm going to show you this Etsy strategy and mindset that delivers maximum clarity, grows your shop, and brings you business in return. And you're going to like it because it is easier to repeat, easier to do, and has much less stress involved. The old ways was more listings, more redesigns, more trends, more chasing, more hoping, and more anxiety. But after working on Etsy for 8 years, coaching for 7, I have seen the shift in Etsy, and I believe you will benefit greatly from this strategy. What's up, everybody? Dave here. I want to share with you this strategy that will absolutely blow up your Etsy store once you grab hold of it. This is going to be part 1 where I lay the groundwork of this strategy. So very important that you go through all these videos. Watch this one first. I'll link the second one in the description below once I post it. Before we get started, definitely grab the free Etsy ads cheat sheet in the description below. It'll help you grow your Etsy ads sales as well as understand it deeper. I have updated information in there to reflect the new Etsy ads settings. So also, if you would like one-on-one coaching and you want to grow your store, definitely book a free one-on-one 10-minute call in the description below. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of Etsy sellers reach 6 figures and beyond, and I would definitely love for you to be the next. So let's jump into it. My thesis, my groundwork is that finding the next hack, the next algorithmic trick, or the next way up will cause you to be chasing your tail. While knowing how to post on Etsy, proper SEO, and good Etsy ad strategy is a core to Etsy success, and you absolutely need to know those things, obviously. Many chase shiny objects when it comes to different strategies, whether that strategy be your niche selection, your product selection, or your design, workflow. Those 3 things have a lot of variables, and there's a lot of shiny objects to chase. Now, before I get started, let me just say there's a lot of advice out there and there's a lot of success to be had with many different shiny object strategies. So that is what I want to say before I go any further, because there is a lot of truth in many different ways to do things on Etsy. But after, coaching for 7 years, I have seen many of these shiny object strategies not be consistent and not generate consistent income for people. And if that's your goal, to create consistent income and to quit your 9-to-5 and to have financial peace, then it's not going to come from roller coaster income. So my examples for this is short titles versus long titles. Where should I do this? Should I do that? Should I change it now? Joining groups where they spoon feed you PNGs and have you fulfill through their special supplier. Or for example, punctuation discussion, where, no commas, don't do commas. You're going to sell a lot more if you have no commas in your title. Those are my examples. But in reality, we've reached a point where the algorithm isn't so sensitive. It does not care about punctuation. It doesn't really care about long or short titles. We've seen that recently. With the whole, here's a new AI tool to shorten your titles. A lot of us YouTubers came out and said, don't do that. Please don't do that. And people did, and it hurt. And then they came back to the comments and said, oh, should have listened to you. Or how long the cute little trend you just found out about is going to last. And there's a lot of cute little trends that blow up, and then people find them a few months later when it's too late or it's not as easy anymore. Etsy.com can only handle so many bachelorette matching shirt listings or mama bear t-shirts. Now, you can do good with those. I work with people that do good with those. I work with people that try to do good with those. Plenty of opportunity on Etsy. I just want to provide a simpler, easier strategy moving forward for Etsy sellers. And I think that strategy comes with less anxiety when you come about it at a way that I'm outlining in this groundwork video here, this part 1. So that's the reality. The solution is that the algorithm responds to human interaction, which is provoked through quality products, pricing, and authenticity. All right. The algorithm responds to human interaction. We know that. But human interaction is provoked through quality products, pricing, and authenticity. That translates to click-through rate and conversion rate. And it's always been like this, but the algorithm on Etsy.com has matured and has not always been the same. The algorithm on Etsy.com is always going to be different than the algorithm on Amazon and on eBay and on other websites. It's its own proprietary algorithm, and these companies are gatekeeping their technology from each other because they want to make more sales than the next platform. So the algorithm on Etsy.com has matured, or at least been tuned to a point where it sees more than just titles and tags. The bigger picture is that the algorithm crawls the descriptions now. We've known that for the past year or so. That's semi-new in the grand scheme of things. It's weighting your descriptions more. So that makes the picture bigger, makes the scope wider. Interest-based search results have been a thing for years. And like I covered in a previous video, or maybe I'll post this one before that one, it's called CSR now, context-specific results, which is essentially a hyped-up term for interest-based search results, which they've had for years and have disclosed for a long time. That is only getting stronger. Your For You page, your Explore page on Instagram, your scrolling feed, when you're doom scrolling, that's customized based on attention and based on human interaction. And it's customized to fit you. What makes you think Etsy isn't doing the same thing through your purchase history, through all those different types of things? So the Etsy is absolutely doing the same things. So that's kind of where Etsy's headed. Trend chasing, AI FOMO. What do I say when I say AI FOMO? Meaning fear of missing out on some AI trend. Guys, guess what? With 3 clicks and 0.2 seconds, I was able to generate thousands of dollars with this AI generator and these products that are going to gorge landfills in the future. You got to do this. That's AI FOMO. There's a lot of AI FOMO in the corporate world. Everywhere there's AI FOMO. We're in an AI bubble right now, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. But that doesn't mean that you need to generate AI-generated kittens on a Tumblr. That does not mean that. That's a very shiny object that you don't need to touch. Trend chasing, AI FOMO, and soulless methods will always exist. It's always going to exist. If you do those things, if you use AI art to sell and you're doing good, or you want to do good, I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just telling you that I'm telling you something different. I'm not telling you to stop. You can absolutely do it. If you want help doing it, I'll help you. I'll teach you Etsy. I'm not exclusive like that. So just know that you can do that if you want, but I'm driving towards a bigger point here. They're not going anywhere. Those methods aren't going anywhere. So you can do it if you want to, but people will experience success with them. However, the amount of people that will not is always going to be much higher. The amount of people, here's the caveat here. If you want to do that stuff, the amount of people that will not experience success trying the AI FOMO strategies from having AI FOMO, it's going to be growing. The people that do not experience success, that number of people is always much higher than the people actually getting success from it. The growing number of people trying to sell AI tumblers they made with a few clicks is mounting. It was fun until it wasn't. Okay. It was fun maybe when it was easy and the getting was good, right? Like the early days of print on demand or something like that. What's the tipping point here? What am I driving at? What am I saying? I have a big point to make here. The strategy that will get you the most sales and the least stress and the longest consistency is one of true value, true authenticity, and actual humanity. That is what Etsy was built upon, and that is what will allow you to shine through on Etsy.com. Because there is so much AI slop, there is so many mama bear t-shirts, there can only be so many until people get sick of it. And I'll get into it in a second. Etsy says they want to keep commerce human, but it's an empty statement that when the platform's reputation is going downhill from the general public. There are countless videos out there right now of non-Etsy seller YouTubers talking about how Etsy has changed and has no soul. There's plenty of them out there right now, posted in the last 2 weeks. Etsy's done, this, that, and the other. Etsy's not done, but they'll go through things they see on Etsy, and it's laughable what you'll see. Every aspect. So how do you profit? What is the actual strategy moving forward? The best way to shine through in a soulless environment is to actually have a soul, a real product, AKA learn a handmade skill. I know that's obviously going to be the hardest if you don't have any handmade skills, but that's what Etsy was built on. And that's what people still somewhat expect from Etsy.com. However, people are very skeptical now when they go to Etsy.com. They assume it's just Temu resellers or AliExpress people, who knows? But there are handmade people on there. And I've seen within my student base, the most successful people that might not even know SEO that well, might not even know Etsy ads that well. The people that really just have the algorithm do all the work for them are people with genuine handmade products. And if you can't make a handmade product, that's okay. You can replicate that authenticity and that care and that humanity if you actually care about what you make. Actually have a vested interest in the niche or the product. If you choose to do print on demand, or you're doing print on demand, if you know that niche, then you're able to speak to that niche. If you're able to speak to that niche, then it's much more genuine. If I can tell when people make a design in a niche that they don't know themselves, if I have an interest in that niche, right? If it's a niche that's one of my hobbies, somebody makes a design and it's like, that actually is not true or something like that, you got to have some specific knowledge. That's just one example. But if you have a vested interest in the niche or the product, you actually care about it and it translates. You do better when you care. I know, novel idea. Take real photos. You can take real photos. If you're using weird AI backgrounds, all that kind of stuff, it was like a novelty for a while. But now if you can take good photos with a real camera or even with your phone, and have it be good, that's going to help you a lot. Be human in every way possible. Act like it's 2015. Act like Etsy.com in 2015. The good parts. And you'll do much better. So that's the strategy moving forward, is to add care, add humanity, and add actual genuine feel to products, whether that's your current store or your next Etsy store. That is what is going to shine through moving forward on Etsy.com, because the algorithm is changing nonstop and people react to genuine, authentic stuff. There's always going to be a buyer base and a seller base for all kinds of shiny object type stuff. But if you're having struggle in those areas, then this is the way forward. This is the way out, up and forward, not trying some new AI model or some new print-on-demand product. If that just grinds your gears and if that just makes you lose hope in yourself and you're struggling, this is the way forward. And in the next video, I'm going to cover SEO, listing strategy, Etsy ads, and stuff like that, to reflect and mirror this sentiment of this strategy. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely grab the Etsy ads cheat sheet in the description below, as well as book a free 10-minute call with me if you want help growing your store hands-on. I've helped tons of people, hundreds if not thousands of Etsy sellers, reach 6 figures and beyond. And I would love for you to be the next person, regardless of what you sell. If you're on Etsy.com, I will help you grow. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next video.